Welcome to Goodnight, Robin, your someone to say goodnight to. I'm your host, Robin Rice. Tonight I'm making a special request that you help others find this podcast. I can create it and I can share it, but it goes so much further if you share it. And one of the ways to let it be seen more is for you to subscribe to one of the podcast sites, wherever it is that you might listen to it. And even if that's not how you listen to it, even if you listen to it on YouTube, you can find it and subscribe on YouTube or wherever. We'll have links in the show notes as usual. You can subscribe, but then you can rate it and you can review it. I'm so honored when someone rates and reviews it, because this is what signals to the powers that be around podcasts that this is a podcast that matters. So if you feel like it matters, please find it online, subscribe, and from there, I'm sure it's going to continue to grow in all the places that it should. And I thank you so much. Hello, my friends. I am excited to be with you tonight. What a wonderful day today has been. I am thinking today about the amazing, beautiful gesture that was not too long ago on the internet. It was kind of going around about the Vatican and Pope Francis, who you probably have heard me say before, I really like this Pope. I think he's a really, really interesting new choice for the future and for the Vatican. And anyway, they had this place called the Palazzo Migliori. And, it was once going to be a luxury hotel for the Vatican City visitors. It's in a perfect location. It's absolutely stunning. And what's really amazing is that Pope Francis decided that this was going to be a homeless shelter. And it's like right off St. Peter's Square. So not someplace far off and away, not some little dormitory, but a really cool place, like right where you would want to be a visitor. And putting the poor right in the square, I think is very, very interesting. And it's a smart choice because it says, we're not asking you to be invisible. So this Palace for the Poor, as it's been dubbed, has 16 dormitories, enough space for 50 homeless men and women. And it's there, but it's different. One guy said, this place feels more like home. I have my own bed and room and bathroom. And that's amazing. It's also different from other dormitories where sometimes you kind of feel like a animal in a crowded stable. How amazing that is. And one woman who is working there, a girl named Sharon Christner, she's 23, and she said, the idea is that beauty heals. And by giving a beautiful place, we're not just putting homeless people up for the night, we're actually attempting to heal them. I just thought this was extraordinary, and I'll put the link to the show notes, but you can also Google it. It was covered by lots of places. But this is what I think is possible in our future, is for us to say, yeah, beauty heals. And beauty sometimes can be absolutely free. It can be a gesture. I remember one year I was giving flowers to people that were at St. Bridget's Well in Ireland. And I didn't know at the time that if you gave a flower to someone at St. Bridget's Well, that it was, the tradition said that St. Bridget's was blessing you. But I had this dozen roses and I ended up giving them to people as they passed me by. And it wasn't that much. It wasn't that much to get a dozen roses, but it had such an impact. And I remember one woman saying, I've never gotten flowers in my life, never gotten even one flower in my life. And I got to be the person that gave her that flower. I remember, too, some friends of mine once, they're from Europe, and they're a bunch of guys, and they just raised money to buy flowers on Valentine's Day for people, and they gave them out for Valentine's Day, just flowers to anyone that passed by, just a free sweetness. And some of those things are just so possible for us. We just have to think of them, and then we have to have the bravery to do them, because it is a little brave to go and talk to a stranger. Anyway, I was thinking about that tonight when I saw that about Pope Francis, and just want to give him props and say, you go, you go, you go. And I want to say that to you too tonight, my friends. I wish you the deepest, most beautiful night's sleep. Good night.